Minister of Basic Education, Siviwe Gwarube, is addressing the media to give an update on the 2024 National Senior Certificate Examinations. Let's take you live to that.
1st of October with the English language paper, and it spanned over 28 intensive days of assessment. This has been a massive logistical undertaking with a total of over 727,000 full-time candidates and over 155,000 part-time candidates having sat for these critical exams across the country. Despite some challenges, the overall administration of these exams has been successful, with minimal irregularities thanks to the collective efforts of dedicated educators, administrators, and learners themselves. The administration of these exams has highlighted both the triumphs and areas of improvement in our system. On the positive side, our stringent monitoring and ensured a fair process at all times. High-risk examination centers were closely supervised, with a minimum of 70% of our exam centers monitored during each session. This robust system helped us maintain the integrity of the exams even in the face of external disruptions. However, there were some challenges. Protest actions in various parts of the country, including Jan Kempdorp, Sibande, and in Limpopo, as well as inclement weather in Eastern Cape and Mpumalanga, disrupted exams for some learners. In the Eastern Cape alone, 319 learners were unable to write due to flooding, but contingency plans were made and they are now able to rewrite those exams. These incidents reinforce the importance of proactive planning and collaboration with disaster management teams, which have helped us mitigate the impact on these learners. On a more somber note, we must acknowledge the violent incidents that overshadowed this exam period in parts of the country. In the Eastern Cape, 5 learners were gang raped while they were preparing for their exams at a local home. And just weeks later, another female student was also gang raped on November 13th, also in the Eastern Cape. These heinous acts are a tragic reminder of the dangers that many of our learners face, especially young girls. As we observe 16 days of activism against gender-based violence and femicide, let these incidents be a rallying call to us all as South Africans to stand against these barbaric acts. Schools and communities should be places of safety at all times. They cannot be spaces of fear, violence, or abuse. With the conclusion of the writing of the exams, our focus now must shift to the marking process, which is also a very critical phase in determining the outcomes of our learners' hard work. The department has set up 181 marking centers across the country, all of which have been audited and deemed ready. All marking centers will open on the 27th of November, with the entire process involving over 50,000 markers. The integrity of this process is absolutely important. To ensure consistency and fairness, the department has already conducted 60 of the 164 planned marking standardization meetings, during which marking guidelines are reviewed and finalized. This rigorous process will help us deliver accurate, reliable results, which are expected to be released on the 13th of January 2025, with all provincial education departments releasing their results on the 14th of January 2025. A significant emphasis has also been placed on food safety at marking centers. Online workshops on food handling protocols have been conducted for examination managers, marking center managers, and school principals to prevent any contamination. Ensuring clean and continuous water supply and adequate hydration in high temperature areas is also integral in our preparations. These measures tie into a broader campaign on food safety across all our schools. This is following the recent incidents involving foodborne illnesses linked to agricultural grade pesticides, and the Director General has, to this effect, issued a circular to all schools in all the provinces, advising against the use and the storage of these chemicals on school premises. We have also advised school principals to not allow onto the school premises vendors or food items brought from vendors who are not compliant with all the applicable laws. This heightened awareness and regulation aims to protect learners and staff from preventable health hazards. As we celebrate the resilience and hard work of our learners, we cannot ignore social issues that impact their safety and their well-being. The gang rapes of learners during this exam period is a stark reminder of the violence that continues to plague our society. These incidents have left me, and I believe many South Africans, deeply angered and saddened. They underscore the urgent need for collective action to create a safer environment for our children. The 16 days of activism is a moment for us to recommit ourselves to ending the scourge of violence, which is experienced by women and children on a daily basis in this country. And I call on every South African, parents, educators, community leaders, and government officials to play their part in ensuring that no child is to endure such trauma. Education cannot thrive in a society where learners fear for their lives. And as we conclude this phase of the NSC exams, I also want to address our learners directly. The end of the exams is a time for celebration, but it must be done responsibly. I urge matriculants to refrain from alcohol abuse during pens down events and matric rage parties. These moments of celebration of achievements should not risk life and safety. It's absolutely important that we do not engage, and you do not engage in reckless behavior. There's nothing more heartbreaking than parents having to bury their children after they've endured long 12 years in school because of having really tempered with irresponsible and dangerous behavior. So we urge our learners to please practice restraint, even in times of celebration, so that you may be able to be there to accept your results and continue with the rest of your life. Finally, I want to remind everyone involved in the NSC exam process that our work is not yet complete. While exam writing may be over, the task of marking, standardizing, and processing results lies ahead. It is crucial that we remain focused and committed to ensuring the accuracy and the integrity of this process. Let us not celebrate yet, as premature celebrations can triumph into defeat. There's still much more to be done before we can reach the finish line. And let us keep our shoulders to the wheel, strengthen our resolve, and deliver an exam process that will make this country proud. To the educators, the officials, the team here at DBE, parents, and all stakeholders who have supported this process thus far, I extend my heartfelt gratitude. Your dedication and hard work has been instrumental in ensuring a smooth and credible examination process. Together, we are building an education system that upholds the values of fairness, integrity, and excellence. As we await the final results, which will be released on the 13th of January 2025, and prepare to celebrate the achievements of the class of 2024, let us do so with the same commitment and focus that has carried us thus far. Our learners deserve nothing less. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister. We will now go straight to the presentation. It will be delivered by Dr. Rufus Collier, who is the Chief Director for National Assessments and Public Examinations.
All right, that was the Minister of Basic Education, Siviwe Gwarube, just giving an update on what has happened during the matric exams. They conclude tomorrow, and she was saying, of course, the big hurdle now is for those papers to be marked. That will begin on the 27th of November. They've got a resource contingent of 50,000 markers, and it's expected that learners will get their results on the 13th of January next year.